All right, Idaho Homies podcast number 3. Our first one with a guest. We're also testing out some new equipment. We got Luis in the background helping us out. Yep, using his camera, so we actually have some decent quality this time, hopefully. And then hopefully the mic that I got for $40, which is supposed to be 200 and some odd. It's like a Rode or something, but I got it at a pawn shop, so we're gonna see if it's good or not. Yeah. Our first guest, Boaz. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Boaz Koski. Let's see. Pacific Northwest native guy, moved to Idaho just a couple months ago, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just avoiding the crap of Washington.
Yeah, fair enough.
What part of Washington are you from?
Southwest, so like just north of Vancouver. So smack dab between.
Oh, I'm from Camas.
Oh, dude. Okay, so Longview.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Technically smaller town Kalama, but
yeah, like hour 50 minutes north.
Yeah. So you're just on the opposite side of like the Vancouver Triangle.
Yeah.
What is that highway? I don't remember. Not the 84.
I-5.
Yeah. So.
Dude, small world.
Yeah, super small world. But yeah, moved here not too long ago. Been enjoying every second of it. Idaho's been a huge blessing for me and my family. Tell you what, be like treasure trove. Yeah, it reminds me of Tennessee. Like when I was stationed in Tennessee, it was everyone was so nice there. Like affordability was nice. Missing the helicopters, but I guess other than
that. One more quick thing to add. We're gonna be talking about SHOT. I got a few Idaho Homies announcements that I'm gonna bring up at the end. We have a new sponsor structure, and of course I'll give them a shout out. All those brands are really good people. You know, I've personally vetted all their product, and they're quality dudes. You know, I really appreciate everyone that's contributing to Idaho Homies and making this possible. And then also our stickers, if I didn't mention it already. And then SHOT, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that twice, but fuck it, we'll send it.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive in. Boaz, so you were with 160th SOAR.
Before that, yeah. Let's so tell us a bit about your upbringing. Like where did you grow up? Okay. You know, what made you want to get into the military?
So that could be a series of stories in of itself. I mean, let's see. Born and raised Southwest Washington. Grew up on the a long dead end road, like way out in the sticks. Like I had an hour-long bus ride to go to school.
Jeez.
So my dad was thankful that I got my driver's license, when I could, because he didn't have to go back to town to pick me up after sports, drive me back home, right? Which time of the year would be nice because then we just like beeline it through the woods and like hunt our way home, which was always fun. But I grew up with military background. My dad was 4th generation. He had a granddaughter of his go through, and she was in early Afghanistan, which is funny because that's where I ended up going for my first and second deployment. But the biggest thing was, hey, if I were to join, I'd be the 5th generation for the family of immigrants, which was really cool. So I was like, well, I have all these options. I was pretty decent at sports, mainly track. The big one, I got a couple offers to go to school, and I was like, I don't know if school's right for me. Let me just get some experience. And so that's why kind of like the main reason I joined the Army, on top of, service to country. I love my community growing up. I was like, man, people kind of like help square me away.
Yeah.
Which I was really thankful for. And so I just felt like, Army is going to be the best bet. I was sitting there just geeking out, looking at all the options, that the military has. I mean, you guys, Marine Corps, I was Army. My dad was Navy, so he was like the black sheep of the family, to be honest. But he was Vietnam era though,
Yeah.
So different. he saw like his friend came back and he was a combat electrician.
Yeah.
And he had to like put down some kids.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I don't want to do that. So he just went on ship instead.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame you, man. Like
there are no rules in Vietnam.
Yeah. And he's telling me some crazy stories, just what it was like on ship. But I was like, I don't really see the issue with doing that the way he did. So like, let me figure a path out for me, and I was really thankful everything that worked out. So and went right after high school. Signed at 17. Parents put their name on the dotted line too.
Nice.
So it was a family commitment. Mom's always nervous, but
they always will be.
Yeah, they will be for sure. But she's grateful for it now, which is good.
Yeah, and you made it out the other side.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, you're doing pretty good.
I'm doing, man. I don't know if good. I think good is subjective, but
good is a subjective term.
Yeah. Right out of high school, and then I was kind of, is this the right choice? Because I literally competed for a qualification for a decathlon, which is like 10 events in track and field, and I qualified to at least go to the Olympic trials as a junior.
Dude, that's
like,
so sick.
As a minority anyway. Yeah. But it was during the same time as basic training. I was like, well, I don't want to kick paperwork back, so let me just go to basic, which was first 3 weeks like sucked because I was 6,000 calorie diet, and then you go to basic training. I was like, kill me.
Yeah,
this sucks.
Yeah, dude, you're probably zapped.
I was starving. And I was like, is this really this hard, or am I just never experienced hunger before? Which that might come up again, that topic. So and then after that's history, like basic AIT, and I stayed my whole entire career at Fort Campbell, never moved.
So that's pretty intriguing.
How did you get to the 160th? Like, what was your route through the Army? You know, like, did you always know that you wanted to be 160th?
No, so like, I was a huge military nerd. Like, I growing up, like, my whole personality, and so my friends would say, like, he's the history geek nerd, like, knows everything there is to know about the military, like, World War II and part of World War I and on. Like, Boaz probably knows it. And so I got assigned to the 101st off the get-go, which is, I mean, really awesome unit, like, really covetous, a lot of history there.
Oh, yeah.
And deployed, like, 6-8 months after showing up. So I'm, like, 18 years old, showing up in country, like, I just turned 18.
Yeah.
More or less. And showing up in country, I was like, all right, cool. Like, here I am. And you get to talking to people, and every, I want to say it was Friday morning. Every Friday morning, we would do ramp ceremony rehearsals. And ramp ceremony, for you guys at home that don't know what it is basically when you practice the military custom and courtesies for service members that die in country, and you got to ship them back home, ship the remains back home. And there's a ceremony that happens in country, ceremony that happens at Dover when they receive the remains and so on. And it's a really a pretty like prominent ceremony, and that was like part of my job. That I was there like helping coordinate for those when needed. And so that's when everyone just kind of comes together. It's kind of like a break in the week where you get a chit chat. And so I got talking to some guys at Ranger Regiment that had my job, and I was just kind of fishing a little bit, like, hey, how can I cross the fence and be a ranger and still do my job too. And so we started doing some paperwork. I started getting some interviews. I did like a full-on like kind of like, I'm not really a board, but just a lot of questions with them, and even like potential leadership that I was going to fill in a spot and put in an application. That command team sent back. I was like, hey, we just took a broken 11 Bravo who's already tabbed, and we just sent him through schoolhouse instead. I'm like, thanks. So the last 3 weeks were kind of for nothing. But that puts me in a system, at least, that I didn't know existed at the time, through the other people through that enterprise. And like, hey, 160th, this guy is a proven candidate already vetted through one of our customers. So yoink. And I got back stateside, and I took over a brigade really quickly for my job as a religious affairs. And then they're like, hey, go through Green Platoon, go through the selection process. And that was it, basically. So things just wound up really to work out kind of the best for me.
Tell me, what was that selection process like? Like, what kind of training did you have to do to get into the 160th? Were you doing like all, like the high level soft training to get in there, or were you like more in the more of like an administrative role?
So I was in an administrative role. The one thing about 160th compared to like if you're like a soft skills or non-combat arms MOS with like a group, you just kind of go through like the gold platoon process with them. You don't go through like the formal Q course, because you're not Green Beret. But in 160th, everyone goes through the pipeline, which is like everyone is going to be cut from the same cloth. You can go through the same process. O's and E's are a little bit different, but still everyone goes through Green Platoon one way or another.
Officer enlisted.
Yeah, thank you. And so on the enlisted side, you go through the first week is just a lot of administrative nonsense. To be honest, after you've already submitted like stack of paperwork to go to school, you got like some people even have like commanders referrals and stuff like that to just like get their foot in the door. On top of you have to fit other requirements too, like obviously like GT score has to be a certain way, which is like your general aptitude test on your ASVAB. It's got to be like somewhat smart to do that and be in that unit. And then the first full like week is just kind of administrative stuff. Like you take psych eval, you're taking IQ tests. You're obviously getting hazed a little bit. Some corrective training, I think, is the more appropriate term. You got to get your whole layout ready, which that's its own thing that people never really talk about. Is you live and die by what's in your rucksack, and everything is labeled to such an asinine level. Like I don't remember what it was, something like 300 plus inspection points just in your layout alone, and a timeline to put it out, like 2 minutes to pack it out, 1 minute to pack it in, and like let's say the bag you have is it's got to be like perfect, and in this one plastic bag that has everything that's be oriented a certain way, labeled a certain way. If something's messed up or there's a little bit of air, or if it's like a little milky because it's been rubbing in your rucksack all day long, instructors like looks at it, rips it up, throws it in the creek, and gotta make a new one the next day.
Dude, that would make me taste test 124 grain in a porta potty so fucking fast. Like,
Kickstart or brick start?
How was that?
Kickstart or brick start?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
There's a difference.
Both good.
I just gotta ask.
Both good.
Yeah. All right. Well, what interesting training did you do? I know I heard you say something about going to different training schoolhouses, stuff like that. So let's hear a little bit about that.
Yeah. So as a ground dude in an aviation unit, some people have a question like, what do you actually do? And there's still a variety of things you do. Obviously, like my role as a religious affairs guy was supporting CHAP and the missions we had, mainly for like the moral side of things. Obviously is a big one because people are going to do stupid stuff no matter what echelon of operation you're going to be at, but also like taking care of families is a big one when we're stateside. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of events there. But training wise, when we are OCO and having to support those operations, it's like you better be the best ground guy possible. So driving school, shooting schools. So I've been to 2 different driving schools, which incorporate some shooting in them. And obviously the basic requirements too are airborne, SEER, and a couple other things too, especially if you're going to be on a line unit. Mm-hmm. And that. So you got to hit all those check marks and make sure you're good to go there, because you can be like in any situation, current events is one, like, you're in a forward operating base that's relatively maybe secured, unsecured, you just don't know what you're going to fall in on. No. And so you might be a staff dude sitting there, at least doing some type of like security on the perimeter, or maybe there's just not much of a perimeter to operate on, and people are walking in and out, and people can get abducted, people can get captured, and knowing how to be proficient in defending yourself and being aware of like what to do when you're literally wearing this more or less kind of downrange. Yeah. In some regards. So
that makes sense. You mentioned driving school and SEER, and I don't know about you, but those are like the 2 that like I want to get into. Like that sounds interesting.
Jump wings, dude, but the Marine Corps is gay about jump wings.
So allegedly, in my private Christian Minecraft server, there's an area that I like to go to, around like a mushroom island, right? That has a very long strip that I can set up targets, and like I'll take like a little mine cart, and like I'll go there and like start shooting like bows and stuff out of my mine cart, and it's fun. Like I now have the ability to in Minecraft shoot and drive. I can hit targets. So I want to know, like, what was the driving school like? How did they integrate shooting and driving? Were you shooting while driving? Were you primarily the driver? Like, what does that look like?
It kind of depends on, one, who structures the course, because there's, every unit has, like, the schools guy, and so they put in the request. That the contractors typically know what we want, and these contractors come from a variety of backgrounds, either they were prior service guys, they were prior SOF, or maybe they were even like SOF and some Blackwater guys back in the day. Just a huge mix bag.
R.I.P.
It really can be, and other agencies too, like that. And so the first one I went to was very like you start with as you are with just having your driver's license, and they're going to build you kind of going up. So if you don't know how to drive stick, that's going to be one of the first thing you do is learn how to drive stick, not only on left hand, but right hand. Also up armored.
By the way, learn to drive stick. Okay, if you are a man in 2026 and you've never touched, if your left foot has never touched a clutch, give me your man card right now.
Is that a purse? So you learn how
that was good.
You learn how to drive in a variety of vehicles, and a lot of them, obviously, when you're driving the nicer vehicles, typically be Crown Vics, of course, old interceptors, but in those schools, you're driving with one or both feet on the floor or not at all times. Like there's no in between really, and you learn how to, like, for example, beat the ABS is a good one. And I love, like, I show my friends on around that dirt road, and I'm in, like, in my old Honda Civic or whatever, like, oh, you know how fast I can stop this thing? Like, how fast? That fast. And like, I never thought a car could stop that fast. Like, it's just confidence in knowing your mechanics. Just the same with any of these rifles and gear we have. Like, your vehicle is an extension of the same thing too. Pit maneuvers. You spend a whole day driving backwards. That's a fun day.
Hell yeah.
Your neck is super sore.
I bet.
Let me tell you.
I love driving in reverse. It's so much fun.
And it is underrated.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to drive in reverse for a number of reasons. Out here, like, compared to Washington, you know, there's a lot more open road.
Yeah.
But in Washington, you get on some of those logging roads, those backcountry roads, and there might be a turnaround, and you're in your Ford 250, you know, dually, whatever, and like, how are you going to turn around?
Yeah.
Oh, I can just, dude, just put it in reverse, Terry. Come on. Put it in reverse, drive, and you're going to be fine. And then after that, then you go through 2 or 3 days of just getting comfortable with vehicles, learning how far you can really push them, pit maneuvers, J-turns, ways to, like, coast your vehicle. Oh, like, hey, we're in a convoy, vehicle down. Like, how do you keep pushing other down vehicles in this convoy situation, whether they're driving frontwards or backwards, which is also fun. And then the last day and a half, you get a bunch of sim guns. You've already been in the range. Now you're driving, and now there's Op 4 on the track.
That's pretty sick, dude.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And
so, are you driving and shooting, or are you like leaving it up to the shooters of the car?
It depends on where the environment you're in. There was one scenario where, hey, if all guns are down in the car and driver has the last gun, then, and everyone else is obviously down too, then all right, driver's shooting. General philosophy in a lot of cases, if you're the driver, you should be driving.
Yeah.
That should be it. Now, again, end state, right? If someone's right here coming up on your side and you're not pulling out at least underneath the door card, you know, just in case, then, you know, that's my perspective. In that area, like that, the mindset at least of where you could potentially be is, like, you know, securing the vehicle, because that is just a bullet magnet at the end of the day. And most of us should know, and if you don't know, cars suck at bulletproofing. They go just about any caliber will go through one door card, out the other, and touch a third object on the opposite side. Unless
you have a level 9 armored car, which I don't think any of our listeners have spent $200,000 armoring.
Very debatable.
Oh, you know what? That's true. But I don't think anyone has a level 9 armored car. If you do, fuck you, I want it. If you don't, the only decent spot in your car for protection is going to be your engine block. Like, that would 100% be the first thing. You get into a situation where you need to get in or out of the car, you're taking fire, engine block. That's going to stop a bullet. None of the doors, nothing in your trunk. Like, it will deflect, it will bounce. It may deflect around you, you know, but that's a toss-up. Engine block will. Go for the engine block.
One thing to add real quick, obviously stateside I can't speak for overseas, right? I don't know what the SOPs are for military when it comes to situations like that, or what I'm about to say anyways. Another really cool benefit of a vehicle is you can also drive the fuck away and completely avoid the firefight. That is probably the best choice. You know, like, who gives a shit what XYZ plan is? If you're stateside and somebody's shooting at you, and you have the chance to get away, that is your best chance of survival. I don't care about hubris. I don't care about being macho. If you can get the fuck away, get the fuck away. You know, put distance in between you and that assailant.
Pretty sure we've said it before. The best firefight you get into is the one that you don't.
Yeah.
So, either way.
Even with all the cool shit, even with you wanting to justify purchases, I get it. It's a joke in the community. But the best way to survive any kind of confrontation is de-escalation or avoidance, right? If you can get away or you can de-escalate, do it. That's the best way to survive. That's the best way to keep your gun not in an evidence locker or anything like that. And that's the best way to keep you out of jail.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end, another thing to say at the end of the day, too, is America is very litigious. If the DA doesn't like guns or whatever it may be or something like that, they could possibly hem you up for shooting somebody in your home. You know, that is a different situation where you're defending your kingdom. right? Like if I had a kid down the hall, I would definitely light somebody the fuck up. But if all my valuable assets are in my room with me, my dog, my lady, all that, and I don't have to breach that doorway, I'm staying in my fucking room and calling the cops, and that should be everyone's belief.
You're holding a fucking a Rainbow Six Siege angle on the doorway, like going down under fucking ATF calling me, and you're holding the nastiest fucking angle, like. Yeah, just hold that door.
No, I'm just gonna get everything in the closet, anything valuable, and then I'm gonna sit on that seal on the door and wait for somebody to try to fuck with the handle, and they're receiving as many as I can possibly fucking send through that door as soon as I can. You know, as soon as I know they're present, they're getting it. That's about it. But yeah, it to each his own. But I don't like being in jail. I've never been, and I intend to keep it that way. I also don't ever want to have to shoot somebody stateside. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. So,
but
do you have any input on that? What do you think?
Dude, that's spot on. Like,
okay.
One of the things, like, as a saying I think about sometimes is, like, before I do actual judo, I'd rather do verbal judo.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things you can just avoid by just articulating.
God, verbal judo. That just brought me. I'm sorry that. I had this manager at this gun store that I got to,
Jiu-jitsu's better, but we'll get there.
Right out of the Marine Corps, and every single day he would find a way to say verbal judo, and it fucking brought me back. I'm sorry, that was just a fun
I probably got that from my old man too, because it sounds like same age bracket. So
let's talk about that real quick. We just bridged into that. Let's talk about martial arts. Did you have any hand-to-hand?
Yeah, so part of Green Platoon, you go through a week of Army Combatives, which is level 1. It's combative, so it's...
Is it stupid like forward stomp, teach you how to stand shit, or is it a little
No,
bit
it's
more...
BJJ.
Okay. Brickful!
Yeah, it's more or less, and our instructors, like, they're keen. They know, like, what's actually going to make sense, because a lot of them have been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're not going to omoplata somebody on the battlefield.
Correct. So you're going to be wearing, like, 50 pounds of gear.
Yeah.
And have a 12-pound stick.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna break your fucking wrist and then shoot you is pretty much what it equates to.
Watching someone in full kit with rifle slung, putting someone in like a rear naked choke would be fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Well, I mean, RNC is not that hard to get. You know, I feel like that's much more of an applicable thing. If you can take somebody's back, if you can grab their carrier and spin them, choke them the fuck out. That's very viable.
With their own stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well, I don't even care what the fuck you choke them with. Grab something. Grab the bottom of their plate. Put your knee in the back of their head and just fucking karate chop that shit. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, well, at that portion, it's life or death. And, like, that's also the other thing, too, is, like, if you're fat and you haven't seen your balls in 3 years, like, go work out. I'm being honest. Like, if you're worried about this stuff, like, at the end of the day, it's good to have, don't get me wrong, but it's like, your physical fitness is your ability to make these perform the way they need to be.
100%.
Like, that's BJJ in a sense, like, boxing, like, something. Something to, like, form your body better than literally a round object.
I'm a huge
Don't
advocate.
let the only weapon be your gun.
I'm a huge advocate of training with your body as well. You know, I feel like any kind of martial art, it utilizes muscles that you wouldn't typically use in a gym. I feel like it's very important for your movement, your overall health, not just your looks. You know, I feel like it keeps your body in much better condition as long as you're smart with it. Don't go out to a fucking IBJJF comp and try to be like, oh, I'm going to do this for 20 years. You're going to get fucked up. You know, like, be smart.
I love the attitude.
Yeah. Be smart.
Good confidence.
Roll smart. Anything that you decide to do it in moderation to where it benefits you. You just got to have the intelligence to be able to realize that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So,
I don't really have much else to say about martial arts. I enjoy them. As soon as my back recovers, I'm going to jump back into them. You know, I got a bulge disc that I'm currently trying to maintain, which sucks fucking penor. Anywho, last time I saw you, in between then and now, I've dropped 23 pounds.
Heck yeah, man.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm fucking hyped on it, man. And then I quit losing weight as soon as my back decided to blow itself out, so. Yeah. Hell yeah. Push it a little bit too hard.
Either way, I wanted to ask you, what was your experience at SEAR like? Like, I'm so curious. This is one of the schoolhouses that I really wish I could have gone to when I was in.
SEAR, by the way.
See.
Yeah. So, I feel like I could go. Like, we could have an entire podcast about just SEAR school in general. But, you know, in whatever shortness or length, you want to describe SEER school in. Like, what was your experience like getting there? What did you do? Like, what were the instructors like? What like like start to end? What was your experience?
Okay,
What was and also please, because I know that there is stories. Give us your funniest story of what happened at
Did
SEER.
they make you say the candidate shit, not even your name, like candidate 14 or whatever?
I'm trying to remember. So I also have some NDAs I need to balance out too.
Yeah, very well.
For a week of my life, I was referred to as War Prisoner 86.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay, so I knew getting into
You could have caught that quick.
No. Actually, on that, I have a pretty funny story, which is a very good one, I think, which plays into a lot of things that people like oversight themselves up. Anyway, when I was first assigned to 160th, I was actually in the training unit. I was originally slated for the line, and then something happened, basically, and they're like, hey, no, you're going to go to the training unit. Like, outside of my control, it was not on me, it was on something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. So I started trying to knock out schools as soon as I could, but when I showed up, it was February of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
there was a whole 8 months of my life just
the
yeah, and it's the federal government, so there's not much we can really do, right?
Yeah, no.
And it was really cool in that time period, though. We tried to do some stuff for the candidates that were going through, and so we had some like interviews while they were like between, like we call it between class because they just couldn't train.
Yeah.
So we had Mike Duran on, which was really cool. We asked him some questions there. We had
cool.
We had Mighty Mouse on. If you do like
Hell yeah.
yeah, so
hell yeah.
and a couple other guys. So that was really cool. Just trying to like keep them motivated, which you're sitting in the barracks, especially if you're TDY, like in a married dude TDY for an extra 3-4 like weeks or months even.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that sucks. So anyway, I knew how to go, and it worked out really weird. Where typically they want you to go to SEER before you go to any other school, just to show like, hey, like you're not trying to be here and just get a bunch of chest candy right away.
Yeah.
But it got really limited really quickly, and Airborne School was still open. So actually I went to Airborne School first, which was really cool. Met a lot of good guys there, and then I got to the line and did training, and then went to SEER school right after, which was cool. So I was like, all this build up, all this like, hallway hazing of like, hey, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna go?
Yeah.
And it's like, when I can.
When they freaking let me.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I had like physically nothing wrong, so I was all good to go at the time.
Dude.
I want to go, but it's like I'm not priority because I'm a staff guy. All the anyone that's dedicated to the main mission, they have priority, of course. You know?
Yeah.
So finally got a slot, and I literally just walked on. Like me and a handful of guys walked on, and so we just drove ourselves to Bragg. And that morning, I woke up in the hotel right before I had to make like a 2-hour drive still. And dude, I was like sick as can be, and I was just like, and we still didn't know if they're doing COVID tests or not. I was like, I'm gonna drive all the way out here, do all this heartache, and just get turned around home. And I was like, this sucks. And I was just like, all right, stop at Walgreens real quick, load up on cough drops, load up on NyQuil, Dayquil, whatever I could find, I just like put my arm on the shelf and just in the bag, right? Mm-hmm. One of those numbers.
Are you telling me you went through SEER sick?
I had pneumonia.
Oh my god.
I had pneumonia.
What?
I show up, where everyone's parked at, and I meet my guys over there, and I start asking one of my docs, I was like, hey dude, like this is going on, like and he's like, dude, I can't tell you what to do. I was like, okay, cool, then I guess I'm just gonna like go home or just like die, I guess. Yeah. So I chose I'm gonna die as an option. We start throwing all our stuff in the back of the truck. They drive us down to the first training site, and like, cool, no COVID test. Got that done and taken care of. Like I made it. I was like, cool, I made it. I think I'm good. I'm not gonna quit, so I'm good to go there. First week is basically just kind of like wilderness survival skills, which was like kind of walk in the park for me. I had to learn, North Carolina foliage and vegetation, which was the new one for me, but it was the winter, went in December, and so there wasn't much to learn. Like I got to learn about like that one aspen root thing that has some type of aspirin type qualities. So I definitely was at night rummaging around the woods trying to dig as much up that I could to help with my headaches and stuff like that. And obviously like pine needle soup was like the only source of vitamin C I had because we just got MREs every day.
Yeah.
And we do the field exercise And halfway through our field exercise, our instructor literally picks us up, drops us off. He takes all of our gear, takes all of our belts and bootlaces, and it's like, all right, cool. When I come back, every one of you need to have a belt made, some bootlaces made, and he's, I don't know what he said, something about water, like I think 2 to 3 gallons of water stored up. And he took our canteens too. So we had canteen cups. It's like, even between all of our canteen cups of like the 13 of us, there was no way we were going to have that much gallons of water once we found something, you know.
Mhm.
We find a new place. It was really hilarious. We found a refrigerator in the middle of the woods.
Hell yeah.
It was like,
What?
it was literally, it was like, your
So
average-
you're walking along, and all of a sudden there's just like this Samsung smart fridge just full of shit. Like,
Well, no, it was empty, but right next to it
okay,
was also
okay.
this old hobo camp too.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, like, this
Perfect.
is super sketch. We
we
could
get stabbed.
we didn't want any involvement. We looked through it. We found a meat drawer in the bottom,
Oh.
and it wasn't cracked. And we're like, yes, because we could put our water in that.
Yeah.
Dude,
So there was our water right there, you know,
Could you
salt.
imagine being an old homeless dude and you just walk out to your fridge and shit's just gone? Thinking, fuck.
It's just been
You're just
rat
like,
fucked.
what the fuck?
You go around, you come out your tarp, and you see 13 grown men with no belt, no bootlaces, no backpack. We just had shirts.
Just rat fucking your home.
Yes.
You're like, I know when to choose my battles. This is not it.
We find our own place. And we set up our own little shelter at, and then I was assigned to, like, me and another guy were assigned to like map making. So we toured the whole area and we started making a paper map the best we could. There was a creek about 600 yards away from us, but also 150 yards below us. And so carrying that meat tub of water up the hill was hilarious. I did it one time, and then we got picked up and we checked all the blocks finally. It's like, all right, you guys can come back to the base. And the next week is basically your resistance and some escape stuff in there. And with that, you learn how to like run away from the enemy if you have to, you know, and how do you like do that against dogs, against tracking mechanisms and other things like that. You do some lockpicking skills, which for me, I've already been to a couple of lockpicking entities and schools at this portion, so I'm pretty good.
Typical Washington
And
people.
I love dogs, but fuck, using them in like working dogs scare me.
yes,
Like working
Yes.
dogs fucking terrify
Working
me.
dogs are terrifying, but what's worse?
Have you
is
seen their like
drones.
titanium
thermal
my
drones, dude?
Yeah. No.
Be all.
We'll need to get into drones because I want to build a drone.
Yeah.
And like I'm looking at like I've been
Speaking
pricing it
of-
out.
Did you hear they're not selling any more new DJI drones in the United States? They
Yep.
banned them.
Yep.
That's fucked, dude. That is a massive bottleneck to tech in the industry for us.
Yeah, it is. That's what
Very
I mean. I
unfortunate.
really want to build my own.
I
I've
think that's
priced it
the
out.
best route.
Yeah, I've priced it out. The drone that I want to build requires like assembly, like on site. Yeah, like any drone worth its shit, like should be assembled on site.
Use
Fixed
case
wing.
also matters.
So fixed wing, gas powered, 120-pound load bearing capacity with a times 60 optical and thermal zoom. Want to put a 100 or 1280 core in there, and do this thing with fuck.
I
Like-
just want to figure out how to build small load capable drones that are cheap and inexpensive and also use fiber connection.
Yeah.
That's what I want. You know, I mean, have one surveillance drone, have it pop up right on top of your fob or whatever it may be, or slightly off to the side so you're not anthilling yourself, and
No.
then figure out where the targets are at with the thermal capability on that. Put a flashlight on your $12 drone, put a fucking grenade in a cup under it, and send that bitch right into them. Dome piece them with a fucking Alibaba drone.
Dude, literally, I don't think people understand how easy it is to drop like a payload from a height. Like
Oh, dude,
people
yeah.
think they're like, oh, I'll try and drop it here, but it'll probably go like 20 feet or whatever. No, like if you are able to send up that drone, put
Mhm.
like an IR laser on it, right? You can see the laser, and if you can get that laser to line up with that payload, dude, easy as shit.
Yeah,
Easy.
You got a little bit of wind deflection. I've never done it, so I can't speak to it, but I could see how it's very consistent.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, wind deflection obviously is something to take into account, but if you know where the wind is coming from and how, how strong it is, like, you can, holds. Like, it's
Plus,
just like shooting a rifle
If
at
it
long
goes
range.
boom, it goes boom. You're
Yeah,
gonna hit with
exactly.
something, bro.
Exactly. See, and that's the thing. Bullet has a name on it. Explosives to whom it may be, or to whom it concerns. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just taking a little FPV and fucking dome piecing them with it. Slamming a detonator right on the front and slam right into them. That's what I'm terrified of when it comes to survival.
Yeah, you see you see the drones with like the plungers on the end where it's just they just smack in and just
Question: was that integrated into your SEER or is that under NDA?
I was just about to ask that.
We didn't have any formal training on that.
That wasn't a thing yet, was it?
No, this was what year? I don't know. 21, 22.
Okay, yeah, so probably some changes in SOP and stuff.
Yeah, but we still had you had to talk about and we because not everyone got the chance to play with thermals when they're going through. So we did get a little bit of a chance to just get some exposure with some handhelds.
Yeah,
and that's a huge game changer. Just knowing that, man, for surveillance detection, it's almost impossible to beat.
Are you allowed to discuss which thermal that was, like a pixel on target or iRay?
Well, think of any standard issue ones that kind of
they're not using iRay.
Yeah, I would say pixels on target probably.
Yeah.
Those things are fucking sick. I know they got a contract.
I mean, I know. Isn't Oasis still making?
I don't know.
Well,
I haven't done much research into thermals.
Dude, the only thermal that I played with in the Marine Corps was the PAS. I think it was the PAS 20 something. It was the thermal that we used in front of the 240 Bravo. Yeah. By the way, that sucked. That was unusable after 3 bursts, dude. You'd have it on there, and you're like, okay, I see the target. Oh, hey, everything's white. Yeah.
Just playing 8-bit through your fucking EOTech or Trigi.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Okay. Talk to him about fucking helicopters, bro. You said I want to talk to him about helicopters, and then you just leave it alone.
What was your experience with that?
So like I said before, I was assigned to the 101st beforehand, so I had a lot of exposure to rotary wing. The 101st is the only or the premier air assault division for the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
It still has an identity crisis, whether it wants to hold on to its Band of Brothers heritage or modernize. I don't know. It's a weird economy because an 82nd dudes show up on base and they're like, so. But it was very interesting. I was very fortunate to just have exposure to be with these professionals that just do some crazy things with these machines. Like I go on a joyride on a Little Bird, and these guys are just landing on random parts of base that are 6 feet by 6 feet wide. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool,
dude. An MD-500 is my holy grail. That is a bucket list. I will fly one before I die. I need to. Little Birds were one of the entire reasons I got into aviation. Oh god, dude, I remember Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, just fucking with that Little Bird, dude. I would fuck shit up. And it was just it was so cool because that was the helicopter. And then you see them in stuff Black Hawk Down, all these other different, war movies, and it's just it's a staple. I'm very jealous of you. That must have been a really cool experience. Were you hanging on the side?
No. So they have just a bench you sit on, and you just clip in with your monkey tail.
Yeah, hanging on the side.
Oh, right? Sorry, I thought you were holding your hand. You're not holding on that.
No. God, dude, that would be so cool. I've flown in. The helicopter, I've been the one, actually, flying the helicopter, but, we got, that windscreen over us, to be sitting on the side of a helicopter, a Little Bird, nonetheless,
yeah.
Oh, God, that's gotta be, a peak moment.
It was pretty good. I was a little disappointed.
Were you bumping any music?
One thing to add real quick. That helicopter that flew over the agency party?
Yeah.
I know somebody that was in it. I don't know if he wants the public to know, but... yeah, he was up there in that helicopter in the video. I'll reach out to him and see if he's okay with people knowing, but yeah, we'll bring that back. What
Do you
was
know
your...
about the ND?
No.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
There was an
we'll
ND.
bring that
Yeah,
up.
we'll talk about that later.
Good
But
God.
either way, God
What
damn,
was
we get
your-
so sidetracked.
Dude, for real. I mean, it's fucking awesome. We're figuring out how to do a multi-person podcast. This is a first. Sorry if it seems a little bit choppy, but we're getting it figured out. Thank you for being the test.
I'm
test
glad I could pop your
person.
guys' cherry.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bringing it back to the helicopters and airborne platforms and stuff like that, what was your most favorite and your least favorite that you personally experienced?
So I flew a lot my first deployment. I mean, we were going around and Chap had to do mass, which I was signed to a Catholic priest. Not that I'm Catholic, but we just country circulation all the time. I was living out of a bag for like weeks on end sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're sitting in a 60 Black Hawk and you're just on an unbalanced washing machine with a Mitch or an ACH strapped to your head just for 6 hours sometimes. And it jacked up my jaw. Like, I got TMJ from it, and I got surgery right before I left, so that's nice. Got my face cut open a little bit.
That sounds like a pleasant experience.
So 60s are, for transportation, they're okay, they work, but I don't know. Chinooks, as the name implies, is one of the nicknames anyways, they are the Cadillac of the sky. Just super smooth, and you jump out of the Chinook, and it's just the cleanest pool ever. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, going sideways, and you get hit by the wind going sideways on you, and it's get spun around, and you got, like, 5 wraps in your chute, and you're just trying to pull it apart.
The tandem motors are really nice, or the tandem blades. Like, those provide a lot of stability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, like, they are the largest lift platform we have too for rotary wing. You know, it's like you can put anything on a hook.
Wait, are they? I thought it was the CH.
Well, no, for rotary wing.
Yeah, the CH-57s.
The Skyhawks.
Well, for Army use anyway.
Okay.
I mean, Army use,
that may be a Marine Corps thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not tracking marine aviation. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Oh yeah, no.
It's autistic anyways. Don't worry.
All it is, I mean,
We have a giant helicopter that's pretty much like a flying semi-truck.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm picturing in my head. Like, I think I know what it is, but again, I just.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just making jokes.
But yeah, like the cultural
we're here
joke
fucking
is
with Lewis.
the cultural joke is anyone that crews that aircraft, you call them a hooker.
Hell yeah.
Because you just hook anything to the bottom, they'll just take it off and go away.
Nice.
So it's a really nice platform, really smooth. My second deployment when I was with SOAR, we coordinated a campfire range. I mean, like us and some other guys, we were at the campfire just chilling out at night.
Idaho Homies is doing the same thing this summer. We'll talk about that in a second.
Nice.
Not with helicopters, but
unless if someone has one.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody has a helicopter, I mean, don't.
All I'm
hesitate to hit
saying,
us
all
up.
I'm saying is, by the summer, I may have my private pilot's license, and if we all split the cost of, oh no, wait, god damn it, I would have to pay for at least half. There's a possibility of us getting a helicopter for that.
Dude, that would be so baller. So,
It'd be
since
expensive,
we're already
but-
sort of interrupted here, I'll talk about it. The IMMC. This is an event that Idaho Homies is going to be doing. It's called the Idaho Homies Mountain Marksmanship Challenge. And it's going to be near Atlanta, Idaho. And it's going to be an event where we have a novice class and a pro class. It's basically going to be like a sniper challenge for civilians.
All the way out in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Atlanta, Idaho. We're going to go out to the mountains out there and we're going to do some high angle shooting and stuff like that. It's also going to be a camping trip. It's going to be 2-day camping trip, 2-day shooting. For the pro class, there will be like awards. We might do a few awards for the novice. We're probably going to do best, worst, second, and third. And that'll pretty much be it. There'll be little plaques and stuff like that. There'll be giveaways. Speaking of, we have a new sponsorship platform, which is MGM Targets as one of our main sponsors. Agency, also a main sponsor. 4 Systems, and then we got Valiance. Valiance is a local shooting and training company. They do some fantastic fucking training. We also got OTM Cerakote on board, and we have Teton Custom Holsters. They came back, both those two. We have Advanced Pro Fitness, which will be sponsoring us for food at our Gear and Grubs and water at all of our range days, so that's awesome. Shout out to them. And then we got Go Outside and Train, which is more of a fitness-based kind of training. That's also on the roster for sponsors this year. We do have a few more that are still trickling in, so I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, huge amount of support from those companies this year. There's going to be a lot of giveaways, a lot of really cool events going on. So yeah, figured you should know. There will be more updated in the Facebook group as we plan out events, because the top sponsors are title sponsor spots. Will be having their own specific range day. So Agency, 4 Systems, Valiance, and MGM, all of them, they'll be having their own range day. So yeah, stay updated. I'm gonna try to keep pushing things in the right direction so we have an updated schedule as soon as possible. But yeah, I know we got off on a tangent with the IMMC, but that's going to be the big event this year. It's going to be fucking sick. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Sort of a good tangent.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, downrange, second time, and we coordinated a range on a campfire with some other guys. And it was really cool because it was going to be like, hey, we'll host a range, and then they'll host a range on the same day, which is really cool. So it was a minigun range.
That's fun.
Which was really cool. And then at the same time, then they'll host a Gustav range for us.
Dude, I would
What the fuck?
I would strangle a hamster in front of like a group of 4th graders just to fire an M134. Like, holy cow! Just to feel the like. Okay, I feel like this is a good segue. So there were M134s at the agency party, right?
Yeah.
They had them mounted to these buggies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get into the ND. So, you know, this public info, it was on Genesis's live
Just
story.
don't say fucking names.
No, obviously not. No. But either way, I was there, right? And we're watching this, massive display. And essentially what this like show was these guys were in these buggies and they took like fake contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they essentially showed like what it would look like to take contact, return fire, call in, like a gunship, and like, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing this, miniguns going off, tracers are going off, there's been explosions, like things are cool. Helicopter circling around, it's going back for its second pass. Does like a couple rips off 240 Bravo and starts, flying off. And so I'm looking around seeing like, okay, what's happening? Like, what's happening now? Like, is it coming back for another run? Like, what's going on? And I'm looking down at these, like, because they have like these M134s mounted on like Polaris Razors, right? Mm-hmm. And so I see this guy, and I'm not sure if it was the M134 or the 240 Bravo that they had there. It was really far away, but I see this one guy fucking, with his gun, and I'm like squinting, like, what, like, what's he doing, right? And they were firing 4-to-1 builds. So 4 FMJ, 1 tracer. This dude's fucking with his gun. And all of a sudden we hear a pow! And I see a tracer fly over the mountain. And I was like, dude, I was standing right there. I was like, oh, was that an ND? And dude, I just start I'm fucking dying laughing, like, and everyone's like, oh my god, that wasn't supposed to happen, and I'm just shitting on this guy so hard. I'm like, how the fuck? It's an open bolt weapon, dumbass! Like, just fucking with him so hard. But that was probably the highlight of my night, watching, like, the fact that it was the tracer round. Dude. It was a 4-to-1. It was a 4-to-1 odd. Like, he had a 20% chance that it was a tracer. And it was a tracer. Everyone saw who it came from. Everyone saw it go over the mountain. Like, we were all just like, we were there like, oh my god, did that just happen? Like, I remember I went and I was asking like event coordinators after. I was just like, so what about that ND? And they were just like, so like, yeah, no, I mean, he was messing around, like, with his gun. Thank you. He was messing around with his gun. They refused to say ND. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. Like, I feel bad for the dude. NDs, especially a public one like that, that's still with him. Yeah. Like, it's been a week. That's still with him.
Oh, yeah.
So I do feel bad for him a little bit, but at the same time, like, know how to operate the weapon you're behind, and I hope you learn from that, and you are never going to make the same mistake again. Because there are two people that have NDs. People that have one ND in their lifetime and learn from it. And then there are people
that repeatedly
ND. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
we're
that
not
was-
going to go too far into that one.
That was that. You were talking about M134s, and I just got on a tangent about the agency party. I apologize, but
No, you're good.
Yeah.
And
there was somebody in the group that was like a fucking repeat NDer. If you're not
one of the
up to date.
events. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Well,
gone.
was
he gone.
in the group.
Yeah.
Keyword on was.
Huh?
Keyword on was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was. Yeah.
Was like Aaron Hernandez was like.
Keep going, though, dude.
Yeah, so we coordinated for this range and handshake agreement, and it was like 2 days out, and in that 2 days, me and Chap got called to go somewhere else.
No.
Dude.
I was like, I was there. I helped make the deal, and that's okay. I mean, it happens, you know.
I was right there.
So that's my I did it for the guys moment for sure. I saw the photos. Looked really cool.
I bet it did.
It looked really cool, and then someone had a comment like, "Can we shoot a goose out of the hell?" No, that'd be super cool though. Definitely like BF3, BF4 moment for sure. But you know, so that was probably like the highlight of that deployment was me missing the range because it was kind of kosher.
Shoot like a small off the back of an
So,
ATV.
Which is your favorite and least favorite of the airframes?
They all have their own unique roles. Like when you look at it from a staff level, anyways, and capability wise, again, they're so unique.
What did you have the most fun in?
Yeah, let's see.
What did I have the most fun in? Let's see. As much as I was in a Chinook, I immediately jumped out. Aside from riding around it and just going from point A to point B, when I did have support for that, my first deployment.
Yeah.
Never complained. A lot of memories in 60s Blackhawks. But the few times I was able to sit in a little bird, it was always a good time.
Yeah,
Almost always was. Interesting to know. I didn't know this at the time, but you know, for how technologically advanced United States military is, the aiming system for the attack version of the little bird is actually a grease pen.
Oh, yeah, he put the dot on the windshield. I've seen that actually. Oh,
what the fuck?
So, yeah, those guys they're deadly accurate because they do it all the time. They're like,
plus they got tracers. Like you fire one burst, watch those tracers, put the dot right on the tracer, and you're like, I'm good.
but they'll do it cold. They'll do it cold mid dive, in turn at the same time, and I'm just like, it's just an awe, you know.
Yeah,
when you
they're
watch.
not human.
No, they're not. I mean, like it amazes me to this day just seeing how they would operate in their individual dynamics, and it's so just cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the reason, like a lot of guys, you know, like we love watching sports, is because you love seeing someone at a professional level execute, you know, basketball, football, whatever, like, you know, great, but doing it with the machine in the manner of what it is when you're just scratching all the tisms at the same time, and it's just like, this is just so cool to be here and witness this. You
peak.
know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we heard about what you do in 160, or what you did in 160th. How about after? What do you do after? Do you
So-
I see you have your company hat on? You can
Yeah,
talk about that,
yeah.
Obviously.
So there's kind of a story with that. I feel like it's a good story in that regard. I got out. I immediately started going the lineman route. Had a couple applications in to get an apprenticeship in.
That's weird. That was the exact same with me too.
And I was in the, you know, it's a long process, a really long process. They're going through vetting hundreds of thousands of applications. And I was making my way through this process with Shalane at the dam over there in Washington. And I was maybe 5 or 6 months into it. And I was like, I'm getting out. You guys got an ETA? And like, still got like 5 or 6 more months left. So we pick a candidate. And I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work out. At least in the meantime. I found another job where I was doing industrial transformer work. So if you take those big green boxes you see on the side of the road, and I would just jump in there, relive my confined space experience from SEER school every day. I didn't know this, but I could fit in a hole this wide.
Jeez, what?
Bro, what?
Yeah, climbing in a transformer. It was an older unit, and I had to exhale to get in, and I stop on my chest, and I had to exhale again to fit all the way in.
Hell no.
And you know what? I'm thankful I worked with a bunch of guys with good moral standing, because
they would have locked your ass in.
Dude, anything. Yeah.
I would have started freaking out instantly.
You gotta
Like, if I slid in, if I had a gun and I slid in there and I saw the hatch close, I would just pull it out and fucking just straight to the dome right away. No questions asked.
And so I was working on that for a long time. I really enjoyed the job. I think I was just a little too immature in my process of leaving the military. Like I was still like,
dude,
figuring it out.
I totally get you on that.
Yeah,
it's a very rough transition that nobody talks about.
And like I enjoyed the job. Like they had a lot of trust in me. Like they gave me safety chairman position in like 6 months, and a trainer position too. I'm like, you guys sure? Are you sure? Like,
are you sure?
You only know me for 6 months. Like, well, you do really. I did do pretty good.
Sure about that?
And it was a couple of things. Like it was really breaking my bike. You're climbing in holes that small. Like you're working in confined space. Like as big as that gap, or the gaps underneath these tables, just widers, double gauge, triple aught, whatever, and covered in oil every single day. Like my wife would tell you, you smell like, I'm totally spacing the name right now. You smell like a gas station every time you come home.
Yeah.
Like not the nice smelling ones, not like the Chevron or a Shell. Like you smell.
Not like a Maverick. You
smell like a Stinkers.
Yeah.
all fun intended. You smell.
For those that don't know, there's a gas station in Idaho called Stinker. So yeah, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Why the hell did they name it?
Dude, yeah.
Hey,
they're not bad by any means, but kind of cliche name.
I mean, it's a gas station. Like how bad can it be?
Fucking weird. What's your opinion on it, Luis?
It's not my go-to. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough.
And it was back, because at SEER school, like I basically kind of lost feeling in my legs, because the last week when I was, referred to by another name, I lost basically all nerve endings in my legs, more or less, because I was in a squat for literally 7 days straight.
Oh, dude.
With small breaks here and there. When you got the small breaks, then you just kind of got like treated like a piece of equipment. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so I was in a squat all day, and it was just like killing me, and I was like, all right, this is not lining up. And when my friends reached out, I was like, hey, by chance, are you interested in a job? I'm like, I know you. Like, I worked with you. We were both in the Army. Mm-hmm. Are you your account hacked? So I texted him. I remember texting him. I was like, did your account get hacked on Facebook? No. Like, do you want the job? And I'm like, do you want a job opportunity? And I was like, for what? Being a financial professional. Like working with people's finances and helping them with like their budget, their debt, like retirement considerations and planning, and even like legacy stuff, like wills and trusts. And he's like, huh. And at the same time, too, on the company side, they gave me my annual review, and I was just like, oh yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was like someone said I was too serious about safety, because you're literally picking up 10,000-pound objects in the air and dropping them down, and it's covered with mineral oil all over the floor, and there's 18-year-olds driving around and whipping a forklift don't even have a driver's license. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, no. Yeah. And there'd be a fire like every month, like a big fire, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I value my life a little bit more than a paycheck in this regard, because it wasn't that much money to make me question, like, should I stay here? Like, no. Yeah. And so I started working with him, independent contracting, helping with his company there, and it's a Christian finance firm, which is nice. So you mainly helping pastors and their congregation like just get these things squared away. And then after you hit a certain point, you can be independent. You can make your own brand. You still work underneath the like structure and everything like that of the big firm. And at that portion, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to put people outside. Yeah. Like, go outside, go touch grass. And people think you need to have, like, a ton of crap to do that. Yeah. Whether it's hunting, like, I love hunting. I love fishing.
It's more expensive than you think, dude. I love fishing, too. I'm a big fly fisher.
Yeah.
There's Ross reel boxes right there.
Nice.
So, if you know anything about that, that's, like, nice.
Enough to know. Yeah.
Hell yeah. They're all Coors edition, too. Limited edition. One is 47 of 100.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking rare.
Yeah.
Continue.
My wife lost my fly fishing reel, so I need to get a new one.
I got like fucking probably 10 grand worth of poles. Let's just go fish.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got my waders hanging up in the garage right now. My ladies' waders, my backup waders, my normal waders, my hip waders.
I'm down. You
Yeah.
down?
Hell yeah, I'm down.
You down? You down?
I'm whatever. If there's an excuse to go outside, I'm gonna take that excuse.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, putting people outside, go touch grass, go be in God's creation. That's like the biggest thing. I don't care if you're shooting, you're camping, you're hunting, hiking, whatever. Just go be outside.
Yeah.
And again, people think they need to invest a ton of money into doing that. And like, well, no, you don't. You really don't.
Yeah.
You should maybe have some other things prioritized first. Like, do you have your debts, at least a plan to get that figured out or taken care of, depending on who you are? Do you want some help budgeting to free up some money per month so that way you can feel like you can go outside? Because I mean, I can't force you to go outside. If I got paid to drag you out of your home and throw you in the woods, I'd do that job.
You used to be part of an organization that used to somewhat do that, but
Adjacent to, yeah.
It's like ICE, but
fly
instead
in,
of throwing
rip
them
out.
out of the U.S., they just throw them in the
Yeah.
woods.
yeah.
Just
They
go and start
recently-
black bagging people, throw them in the middle of the woods.
They
Have fun,
recently
see you in a
worked with
week.
they recently worked with some customers to completely fucking yeet and delete a president and his wife. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the Instagram feed a couple months before and I was like,
Oh.
oh, something's going on. This is cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Continue.
and so that's like the biggest thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Also at the same time is like, hey, how can we steward the resources that have been given to us, like especially in the United States, like public land?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, big in Idaho, love it.
Anywhere in the
Yeah.
Northwest, anywhere really west of the Mississippi, to be honest.
Not Texas, honestly.
Okay, yeah, Texas, that's the
Yeah.
like, there's maybe a couple of
I
caveats
was
here too.
woefully disappointed. I thought Texas was going to be super gun heavy everywhere, and it was like, yeah, you're pretty much your only choices near Austin or Temple Fork or whatever is to go to an indoor range. And I was like, that's so fucking gay.
Yeah,
dude.
that sucks.
I was so heated because I brought everything. I brought the nods. I was going to go hang out with some
Mm.
MTS guys, and they're like, well, the only thing you can really do is shoot a steel challenge match, which that was cool, shooting in a different state. But continue, my bad.
No, you're good. And that's the biggest thing in my opinion. So like, how can we steward this resource when called upon and if needed? Like, do you have extra funds to support? Do you feel like you're clawed to your job to financially support your family, or can you take the day off and go actively show and force that, like, hey, Mr. Elected official, like, no, I'm a real person and this decision does affect me and my family.
Yeah.
Mike Lee, I'm looking at you. Stop, please. Like, dude, honest.
Who?
Mike Lee. The guy that he pushed forward the legislative cycle to like literally sell millions of acres of public land this last year.
Mike Lee, you're a fucking cuck.
Yeah, and he did not once. They initially proposed like a couple. I want to say like 3.2 million. Like Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Utah, California, Montana were the primary like states. There was I think some Wyoming in there too. And then his second revision, because he got so much backlash from literally everyone, like from the hikers, the campers, the hunters, guys like us, everyone, he only reduced it to 1.2 million.
He's still a bitch. Yeah.
And he's not done.
Yeah.
He's still coming for 2026.
What a greedy fuck. How
Only
can you-
reduced it to 1.2.
Like
Jeez.
seriously, that's some greedy fuck shit. Because they're gonna turn it into some kind of place where there can be profits made and taxes. They're like, oh, there's this huge amount of land in Idaho that is not making money. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what fucking makes Idaho special. Same thing with the other places. This is probably applicable to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't
They
even
don't.
know.
They don't care though. They just
Yeah.
want to make money.
I
Like,
briefly.
Well, and there's a whole nother layer to it too, and I don't know if I want to go down that tangent.
Anywho, yeah.
But the biggest contingent and the biggest revision also between the first and second was he put a half-page clause that seemed like really he ChatGPT'd that clause to specify that, hey, it's not going to be completely bought out by corporations, or at least limit somehow how corporations can be involved in this transaction. Because he was trying to market it off as like, hey, first-time homeowners, homesteaders, they're looking to get into homesteading. Like, all right, that's cool. You didn't put that anywhere in your bill.
Yeah.
At least my understanding.
Yeah.
And he's still not done. I'm like, dude, like if you were to like specifically articulate, like, hey, if you're gonna start your homestead, and we were gonna sell these public lands to first-time primary homeowner families, and it's gonna be a primary residency, and you get like a 5-acre chunk adjacent to a private chunk. That's so it's not you're going way deep in the boonies or whatever. Then maybe people would get on board.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be some benefit, but
I mean, we all know everyone hates friggin' suburbia hellscape. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get out of it as fast.
I got lost in it trying to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit me up and he's like, Boise's huge. I'm like, yeah. Dude, Phoenix, speaking of like huge cities, Phoenix is probably the worst city to try to get around it. Phoenix, Arizona, and everything around it.
Las Vegas.
No, I would argue with you on that for sure. For sure.
I've been.
Vegas
I've
isn't
been.
bad.
I've been to. Dude, Vegas is horrible. What are you talking about?
My in-laws are from Vegas. I'm there like every 3 months.
Dude, I was sitting in.
Fucking told you.
I went a mile in like 5 minutes, and that was like every single day.
Well, that's because you're taking navigation from Google when you don't go places. You got a local driving you around.
Okay, that's fair. Whatever.
So,
Yeah, I'll give that to you. That's fair.
Have you tried driving a pickup truck through New York City?
No, and I don't want to.
Actually, dude, when I fucking went to Albany for my
Oh
training.
my god! Wait,
Hold
there
on.
was a tank.
When I went to Albany for my job to try to get some training, I rented a Jeep Gladiator. They were like, they tried to give me like this little tiny car thing, and I was like, do you have anything else that's not really going fast? I prefer like full size vehicles, like bigger stuff. And they're like, dude, we have a bunch of these trucks. Nobody takes them. Do you want one? I was like, hell yeah, dude. Took a Gladiator. It was actually sort of nice. I was whipping that bitch through the back roads, bro. That was a good time. But I learned very fast why they don't rent very much trucks in cities or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was McShitty.
Did you
Yeah.
hear? Speaking of weird things on the road, did you hear about that tank on? It was like there was someone, and I saw it very briefly. I haven't looked into it a whole lot, but I saw something. There was someone driving a tank on Nashville Avenue.
Oh hell yeah.
I don't know which Nashville Avenue. I'm not sure what state it is. I would assume Tennessee because it says Nashville. But like I said, there's there's streets named all sorts of different things everywhere around the country.
Yeah.
Either way, there was a picture, snowy road, red light, and a tank. Like a fucking Abrams just sitting at the red light. Like
Probably fucking whistling diesel.
dude, I wouldn't even be surprised. Or Taylor Pickerel.
Yeah.
Down it, dude. That guy's. Oh my god, Taylor. I want to meet you someday. You're
Yeah.
fucking cool, dude.
But yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about. We're about to wrap up. We're getting pretty short on time. Let's
Did you want to talk
see.
about shot or?
Hold on. We'll talk about shot on another podcast, or we'll wrap it up towards the very end. Right.
Okay, fair.
We'll talk about just high points. Anywho, with your experience, the stuff that you've gathered from SEER, your driving courses and everything, you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to equipment and what you're running and stuff like that. So let's see what you run. Let's talk about it. Why don't you start on the rifle?
Yeah, sure.
Why
So
don't you put it up here?
Yeah,
Let
it's
the
a great idea.
audience check it out and drop with it.
Yeah.
I can just throw this shit around. It's fine.
Bring the Teton holster back up here. Thank you.
The Timu holster?
Teton.
Oh, I was.
Fucking.
That's a big difference right there.
I was listening to the second
Dick.
episode because you guys went on a huge tangent about like what's like mid-tier, like what's acceptable, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and just rub the edge the best I can because that's one thing I
Yeah.
kind of a philosophy I like is like rubbing's always racing.
Oh yeah.
And so
What did you think about that episode? Do you think we were on point with that, or?
I think you guys have a lot of good perspective. Again, it's use case and experience, and also what can you afford at the time too. You know?
Yeah.
One thing I love about being a gun freak or a nerd or autistic about it, yeah, go for it. Is if you don't like something in this industry, you can just swap it out for something else, and you can get 90-80% your price back at least.
Yeah.
Or maybe, hey, if you're like me and you bought a purse pre-Ukraine and you sell it post-Ukraine, you flip it for a good $1.
Yeah.
So this is my daytime coyote gun. It's an 18-inch SPR, GPR, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It is on a pre-COVID Arrow receiver set. I feel like that's a good thing to disclose because Arrow has, changed its QC and it's all the funny things that go on with Arrow at the time. So that was before they had their issues with
It's
that.
distinctly yellow.
Yeah, because of the back filter. Just take the back filter off.
Oh fuck! I didn't even see that motherfucker on there.
I noticed you moved the scope cap up front, and I was like, I think he's trying to remove the yellow filter, but I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. I do.
I didn't even notice it was on there.
I do enjoy my yellow. I don't know why. Like when I do my USPSA or sick matches, I wear the yellow lenses. I'm that guy, but I don't know. It just works for me.
Hunter Constantine.
Yeah.
It's not bad, dude.
Suppressing a
Feels good.
5.56 is gonna be suppressing a 5.56, so it's never gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
So I just bought a cheap YHM to change signature at least, so it's not gonna totally kill my ears, and it's just gonna make it a little more versatile when I'm out there in the woods. Also, if you need to use it for any shit hits the fan situation, it'll still cut muster. All the internals are pretty good, I'd say. Fail 0. Chrome line bolt, and then the
Geisley trigger.
Yeah, Geisley SSA. I think it's the 2-stage, the 2 and 4. Maybe, I don't know. I don't care if you drop it.
That's nice.
Yeah, just a little bit of polish goes a long way on those. Like you can change a mil-spec trigger to a pretty decent trigger with just a little bit of time in a YouTube video, and you're not going to really mess it up in any way, shape, and form. Trigger Concreto. In a Badger Ordnance with a Haro Sun. It's up to 509. I don't remember.
Haro Sun?
Yeah, cool. Just wanted the enclosed on top because it's going to get thrown in the mud a lot. So,
Yeah.
But I've taken this up.
We had a conversation about that recently.
yeah, that's what I was like.
I fucking told you.
That's why I specifically wanted, because I heard all the touch points. I'm like, yeah, this is just something, just a little bit here and there that you guys mentioned last time. So,
yeah.
I taped my dope card, which one of my friends made for me because I wasn't that smart with making it, because I literally just write in magic marker on most of my stocks.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But he's like, no, it's gotta be nice. I'm like, what does it have to be nice? I don't know. So I just left it on there, which is good for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But biggest thing at the end of the day is just take your stuff out and get used to it yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I've been to 4, 5, at least 2 gun matches with this gun. And you do everything from the super close targets, like where you're just dumping your mag, to, hey, this one's 500 yards out. Knowing what you like. Like I'm more of a just know your hold kind of shooter, because that's been my background in the Army, because you got the ACOG, so you just know your hold. And then once you get some other stuff after that and you can branch out a little bit, then it's like, I'm keeping the same mentality. I would love to know how to dope in the future, but not drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. But, right now it's just not, I don't have the time to sink into that. So I know my holds, range card on the side, and when you find the ammo, especially, like, that's one thing people freak out, or I feel underestimate it with, if you don't come from like a hunting background or a shotgun background, I should say. Like ammunition selection is really, I think, make or break.
Paramount, yes.
It really can be, because people are like, oh, I just got green tip, I'm good to go. It's
Fuck,
like,
no, you're not.
what?
SD of fucking triple digit SD or something.
Yeah.
Or not
so-
SDES, right? Yeah. He's the long range nerd. He's really fucking good at it.
And so, like, well, if I'm, like, for example, in my house and I need to use my ammunition selection, like, I'm probably gonna have hollow points, you know?
Yeah.
Probably. If I notice that they are wearing a bulky chest item, I'm gonna swap that old mag for a new mag that's got maybe something like green tips, maybe, or just shoot him in the dick.
MA55A1.
Yeah.
People rarely have pelvic armor, and there's a lot of arterial matter in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus,
true.
if I got shot in the dick, I would probably just kill myself.
Oh, dude, if you get hit right here, you're beyond fucked.
Yeah.
Like, beyond, you're so fucked.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody nails you, like, actually in any part of your structure in the hip, you're down. You're done.
Yeah.
Same thing with anywhere on the inside right here. Oh, dude, you're fucked.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to have like a serious professional, like ready to go.
Yeah.
Like if you want to survive that.
You cannot tourniquet a taint or a hip. Just
No.
saying.
The
Like,
pellet
that
box is a great place to shoot
Yeah.
someone if you need to.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
FYI.
Yeah. So.
Much easier to hit than head, too.
Mm-hmm.
So optic on this side, I think the whole top part of this gun, I really like. It's probably the most money I spent on glass in a long time, which I'm thankful I did. I got the Credo actually on a sale, which I was really happy for. I think I spent $600 brand new in box.
I'm a huge fan of Night Force, but honestly, Trigi is a very good option as well.
I love Trijicon. I did notice you got a second focal plane though.
Oh, wow, dude. Why second?
It was part of the deal. And again, I know your hold, so it works out for me, in that regard.
That is true. I do have, and I mean, like, I'll give some credit to that. So for more serious rifles, at least in my opinion, I like to have a first focal plane because
100%.
it's, to me,
Accurate.
when something is first focal plane, you can essentially use that reticle as like a bullet drop
Yeah.
compensator,
Yeah.
like you do with an
You
ACOG.
say know your holds, but with a second focal plane, they're constantly changing. As you
They
change
are, yeah. And so you
magnification.
sit there and you have to be autistic and remember and have it written down per like magnification set.
That's what I was.
You know,
That's what I was
and
gonna say.
it is
Yeah.
tough. Like, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but it was a good deal at the time. It was fit my budget at the time.
Do
So
what you can, man.
So I got
Yeah.
a second focal plane, and the only reason I have a second focal plane scope is because it's just on like a little 22, and I got it for a really good deal secondhand. But no, like what he was saying, I've taken it out, and messed around with it, and I know like, okay, if I go all the way into, times 9, that second dot is gonna be, at 200 versus if I'm at times 4, like that second dot's going to be at like 400 or
Yeah.
something like that. And so it's just a matter of making the rifle an extension of yourself and really training with it. Like I mean, you all know my opinions. Like, first focal plane should be the way to go if you can. But if second focal plane is, the deal that you got, all you can afford, like, whatever, if you come into a second focal plane scope, like, know your holds, train with it, and there's nothing wrong with it.
If you have the opportunity to buy a first focal plane, I would be a massive advocate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
100%.
In
100%.
our specific use case, it is extremely important. You can train around it 100%. You know, you're highly trained. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when the pressure's on, remembering minimal stuff is very important.
Oh, yeah.
There's debate there, but I feel like second focal plane's mostly getting phased out.
Mhm.
If
It
you
is.
listen to the Gunworks podcast, they talk about a lot of their optics and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, we don't even sell second focal plane anymore.
No.
A lot of people were complaining about missing, and they didn't even understand why. You know, like we talked about, well, did you buy a second focal plane? Yeah, well, and it's just one of those things that over time it's going to get phased out eventually. If it's a good deal, it's a good deal.
Yeah, and that's probably part of why it was being phased out from that dealer is like, oh, a second focal plane. Like, no, this is just we got inventory on inventory of this guy.
Yeah.
So
I'm amazed Night Force is even releasing second focal plane optics anymore, to be quite honest. It's tending to a crowd that doesn't necessarily understand. Now, with the optic being in the second focal plane, in technicality it is slightly clearer. That is pretty much the only benefit as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Like a second focal plane will be inherently clear. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the only advantage, being able to have clear recognition of your reticle and max magnification. I know they're pretty popular in F-class, if I'm correct. Other than that, maybe some LPVO stuff and stuff like that. But we're tangenting off. Why don't you grab your nods and your belt and you talk yourself through your setup? real
Yeah,
quick.
sure.
Show it to the viewers, see what they think.
This is mainly my comp / general use belt. I have a belt that's Ronin Senshi. Just because the stitching on the Senshi is a little bit more durable. I use that for hunting because things get snagged and stuff like that. So this AWS, which I love AWS, they make a good belt, at least for me anyway. The only really unique thing about this guy is there's actually two. This Mad Caddy I have, I do not remember the company, so I feel a little bad. It takes AR PMags and AK PMags, and it retains them very, very well. I've used this for a number of years, and I love running AK at most 2-gun matches just because I'm going to be that guy, I guess. I don't know. But I've had a couple situations where you're shooting a longer distance. You do a lot of close distance courses, and then the last course or two is going to be that 300, 400, 500 yard target. Yeah. And guys are trying to push 62 grain, 77 grain out of their Daniels, and on a 5 mile an hour crosswind day. Good luck. Sure. All right, cool. I literally, like, true story, took my RPK iron sights, zeroed it, and my RPK zeroed the Russian way. I just slide it to the 5, dink, 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 3 rounds. I was one of 3 people that whole entire day that even finished that stage. Yeah. And I had an RPK with irons. So, other than that, the other one I have here is my Surefire holster. Yeah, dude. Which I like this mainly because I can take any firearm that I want, pistol-wise, attach it to this flashlight here, which is just the equivalent of, I don't even know. It's a HB. There you go,
Okay.
an HB, and it has a special head right here where you see these little detents
Mhm.
in the head, and there's some little detents in the holster here, and it just slides right in and clips in there, and then you can lock it to keep it secure for another detent there. But it literally, with any pistol on it, it just jumps right out of the holster. So it is
That's so cool.
That's fucking cool.
quite nice in that regard. So I can run anything I want. You can have a comp on the end of your pistol. You can have a suppressor on the end of it, and it's really universal, to be honest,
Yeah.
which I kind of like. So, let's see, helmet. I went with dual 14s for a number of reasons. These are about the highest quality I could buy, and at the time I didn't have a price limit. I could have bought DTN VGs. I could have bought 31s. These are like about as good quality as you can. I think they're 2500 FOM. I don't remember all the other numbers. Gen 3, White Foss.
L-Bit or L3?
I think they're 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they have the slightly enlarged field of view tube as well.
Mhm.
So you're not seeing just the 40. I think it's 45. I want to say.
It's 40, and then boom slings is like 50 degrees.
Yeah, there was one company in between. I think I ended up going with them for the housing.
Okay.
That picked them up. So I was like, cool, worked out for me. The biggest reason is like with this rifle here, I can just take one tube off, put it on there
Hell yeah.
to have some flexibility because I got the surplus 14 mount, which is part of what I wanted. The other one too is like, hey, friend, here you go, which is great. And so one thing that my wife and I like doing is we just like going on walks in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And so I'll just give her the bump helmet with the other 14, and we'll just go and walk for a while at night, which is fun. You know, I don't know, like only Northwesterners say that, I guess.
Yeah.
And this just is on a Mitch too, by the way. This is nothing crazy, but it's ballistic. Your bump helmet are good for certain things, but after a while, even your bump helmet is going to deteriorate, and you can no longer bump with it. So I'm very comfortable and have a lot of miles on a Mitch. I know they're not the best ballistic wise, but when you get it, because it wasn't in your hand receipt when you left the Army.
That screw just looked loose.
Oh, well, but I don't think it is it.
No.
Okay. And that's really it. The other thing too is like the pano bridges, so I can see just a little bit more. And as we were talking about earlier about vehicles anyway, is I really do enjoy driving at night, blacked out,
dude.
and
I do that a lot as well.
You drove to the Marine Corps birthday like that.
I put a couple of vehicles now, mainly for hunting purposes, where you can do that, so you can get into your spot a little easier with less light pollution, and then you walk your way, rest of your way in. Which is nice. Also, if things need to happen, where you need to like get away really quickly at night, and you flip a switch, and cool. Now it's really hard to track you when you go around a corner. Like, oh, we're gonna see when he goes around the corner. No.
It's blacked out.
It's blacked out. So, I don't know. I like that. And really, night vision too is like it is a game changer. Like if you can get into it, to even at dollar amount, like don't get digital.
No. Fuck no.
There's like very small cases where digital might make sense.
Yeah.
If you're like your agency, for example, like on the LE side, has never had night vision before, and so these guys have no idea what they're doing. So digital's not going to burn out in the sun at least, which is nice.
That is true.
That's basically like the biggest benefit I see.
No, that's valid. Like,
because they're expensive, you know. So I get that, but if you on the private side anyway, I think if you get it for just a couple $100, which I've done some trades for some really weird things. I've got a set of 7s for like $300 before that were Gen 2 plus.
Hell yeah.
And so I was cyclopsing around for my first year, you know, but it was something. And I went and sold that and got something else and just traded my way up basically for like better terms. And I feel like those deals still exist, you know?
Yeah.
No,
dude. Night vision's been dropping in price for about a year now.
Literally, just over a year ago, I was able to secure a 3-way trade for some panos, which I got rid of because I didn't like them. But you can work your way up. Like I started buying a PVS 14, right? Like that was my first like bit of night vision, and then I'm like, okay, like Maybe I buy a bridge. Okay, I'm running it on a bridge instead of a J-arm. Okay, now let me buy an MH25, like a thermal, like one of the cheap ones. Like I'll mount that together. Okay, let me see if I can't trade this Predator Vision for a set of dual tubes, and then just keep going up from there. Like
yeah.
yeah.
Let's see your last piece of gear, and then let's wrap it up. We're running pretty close on time.
All right.
Yeah.
It's just my plate carrier, nothing special. This is actually a when it used to be popular, a Big Daddy Unlimited special. I remember Big Daddy Unlimited. Oh my gosh! I think they actually. I remember the thing though. The sewing is done by HRT though.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, this is solid. This is about the setup I had when I was in. I had the Mayflower placard up front.
Lift it up a little bit.
Yeah, Mayflower placard, which I just ended up liking so much for some reason. I don't know. It just stuck with me because I just stuck my other mags on my sides. Amazon special double on the side just to retain more mags because especially for any current events in the Ukraine or Israel, it's like they're just going through mags like crazy. And so if you don't have like, oh, I had 210 when I was in, it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, where's the other 100? Where's the other 210?
Me and my A gunner for this IAR carry a combined total of 760 rounds. Like,
Nothing really crazy. I took a number of switches. I finally found one that worked for me, and I potted it myself, which isn't that hard to do. And then just a little radio pouch. It's nothing special. I have Hescos in here.
Nice.
So
210s or something.
Yeah, 210s or this 220s. Is that one?
Nice.
Yeah.
It might be the 20s.
I think so. I have L210s.
Yeah.
Buy
So
certified plates. Don't
Yeah.
buy tested.
and then one thing this is a rap I got when I was in regiment, is I was the guy that always had flex cuffs on them. Because you never know.
Oh, yeah.
You never know
I
what's
put
going to
my
go on.
flexi cuffs on the very back of my plate carrier. I like put them in the molly so I could just like grab them off.
Yeah, well, mine were right. So I got this little admin pouch here,
Yeah.
which just
Yeah.
ends up being okay for it. But there was this guy who just got promoted. We were doing a training, and they were just having fun stuff with the newly promoted dude who just made corporal, and he was a slippery snake. I was like, "Wait, guys, hold him there!" Run in my bag, run back, yoink him. It was a fun experience. And then the last one, I don't really think there's anything special. I custom made some from some saw bags, some handles in the back, which
That's sick.
you can put a couple different things in here that I've found to be useful. 2-inch nylon webbing is
That looks like perfect for like the master key. You could just pop one of those.
Yeah.
on.
yeah. And then if you're maybe running a spare barrel on a system, you can maybe put it back here as well.
Maybe like a small Halligan.
Something, yeah. Or even I can fit a set of bolt cutters in here too. That just perfectly fit. You could do a water
It's
system.
like built for it.
You
Dude,
can do
honestly, that's cool.
There's some flexibility in there. It's nothing really special. It's definitely good enough to get me out the door.
Yeah.
And feel okay with what I have. There's room for side plates in there.
Nah.
If you want to have side plates, like, cool.
If you have high shrapnel concerns, sure, but
Yeah. I would feel like for most civilian applications, that is low.
Yeah.
Very low.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
wrapping up because I know that we're getting a little close on time here.
Yeah. We might have to have you on again. We didn't really get to
Yeah,
dive into
like
stuff
there's
too much, man.
No, yeah, we definitely went down the gopher hole of the gopher hole of the gopher hole, and that's fine.
yeah.
That's totally to be expected with people that are remotely affiliated with whatever the heck we do.
I mean, we're highly autistic, and that's
Yeah.
kind of just the way the show runs.
Yeah,
we
and
just
we're
like
Yeah,
learning,
yeah,
man. This
yeah.
is our first time having a guest on, dude. Thank you. So it's
Definitely,
one of
yeah.
those things where we're learning as we go. Maybe next time we have a guest on or have you on, we'll have a script so we can
Yeah.
make sure that we follow a certain path about certain things about you and let the viewers get to know you a little bit better. You know,
So just
Sure.
constantly
maybe
rabbit
it's
holing.
something. You know, we're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But- Either way, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put you on the spot. Boaz, our listeners here are your children. Impart on them some fatherly advice. Give us your dad.
advice.
Give us your
Okay.
dad advice.
This also bleed into my day job, right? Don't put your needs of yourself above that of your family. Honestly,
Mhm.
because I really want to get this gun. Okay, what does your wife want to do? For one, probably, and this is the grand spectrum of things, and I ride the line closely when I say this because I have some licensing I need to be aware of, but your wife, your spouse, if you're a woman listening to this, I don't think there's many women in Idaho homies, but maybe one or two.
I think it's about 8%.
There you go, 8%. Better than 3.
Yeah.
Your spouse is the greatest investment you'll ever make in your whole life, right? It doesn't matter what, like this, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's me really rubbing the line when I say that. What about your kids? Your kids' goals? I mean, obviously, like your kids come after you, but still. So, don't be selfish in those decisions. And if you need some perspective with how to prioritize at least funds, your budget, debt, maybe you have some insurance questions because that's all done through brokerage on the back end. Some retirement questions like, can I even retire? Because like the retirement age is getting further and further down the road. I think right now the average is 71 years old.
Fuck, dude.
71?
We got a rough road ahead of us, man.
My dad just retired last week. Like I was so happy for him. I was also thinking to myself, oh, I really hope I can do that too. Like,
yeah. And then after you like hit retirement age, like how then do you pass off your part of your, at least the financial part of your legacy or some other parts of your legacy in a way that make the most sense, where you can also avoid paying taxes at least more so than you need to, doing that legally. So that's what I do as a day job, and I don't charge for it. Like literally 99% of my meetings are free to the customer, and I only do that through brokerage. Like you need something, and I'll get my commission through that company on the back end. So basically, case in point, don't put your needs above that of your family. Do what you need to do as a provider to provide. That's the biggest thing.
No.
So
where can they find you?
Anywhere on social media, at least Instagram, Facebook, YouTube page is getting up there. You'll just see like my like compilation of hunts that I've gone on the last couple months on there, really. And then boaz.money, boaz.money. It'll be my logo. It'll be underneath the big firms page. You'll see their logo than mine, and then that's my calendar right there, and you can just book me whenever. But yeah, and then my phone number is
Financially Outdoors, right?
Yeah, Financially Outdoors. Yeah, spelled exactly as it sounds. A little bit of a tongue twister, kind of. A lot to say anyway. Like it's like,
lots of syllables.
Lots of syllables.
Lots of syllables.
It is a simple name, but it's a lot of syllables all in one. And so again, like my biggest thing is just like prioritize, get your priorities straight. If you need some help in that, by all means. No shame.
It's awesome.
Cool.
Sweet, man. Yeah. Well, thank you to our sponsors. You know, we're gonna start structuring out the. What? What the fuck?
I was like, okay, cool. Dad advice, and you were like, all right, so yeah, our sponsors. We're gonna.
Dad advice, you know, or not dad advice for me. I don't know, dude. I don't really have one today. I didn't think about it.
Dude, I'm trying to put you on the spot, dude.
Poor is a mindset. You know, you could make the bare minimum amount of money, minimum wage, and as long as you're responsible with the way you handle things, you're not going to be poor. You know, it's a term that's common in the mid-tier snobs groups and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know, it's true. But if you really think about it, it's applicable to life too. You can make a shit ton of money, make really bad financial decisions, and you're still going to be poor. You know, so if you need guidance when it comes to that, he's a good option. There's also a bunch of other options. Sorry. You know, but Dave Ramsey, looking up stuff like that and figuring out your finances and going that direction is important. You know. Yeah. You think that's pretty accurate? Good enough?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely always resources in the day. Like, I don't care if it's me or someone else. Like, just get yourself squared away.
Be responsible.
Yeah.
My dad advice: do something with your life. You know, that kind of came to me like just a minute ago. Kind of hit kind of personally. Thinking about my journey.
Yeah.
I was working for someone else for so long, just going like 9-to-5 jobs, like doing whatever, right? And I wasn't really getting anywhere. I wasn't, I didn't feel like I was really progressing, right? But I'm going to school now, and shit, I'm gonna make it happen. Like it's no longer like I'm no longer comfortable with complacency. Like
you burn the ship.
Yeah, no, burn the ship. Like start doing some work. Like I told myself, a while ago, before we hit 2026, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start reading, start working out, start doing all this stuff, and it's like I haven't done any of that yet, and like, you know, something inside me. I think it was like seeing the video resurface recently of the penguin heading for the mountains. The penguin that inspired millions, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw
Don't-
that
don't
online,
be-
and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Like, I just scrolled past it. I was like, whatever.
don't be comfortable with complacency. You know,
Complacency
if-
kills.
if it's gonna, like, you can live your life just living life, going through it, right? Or you can potentially, you know, live and die for something that means more than just yourself.
For sure.
Don't know where I'm trying to get with that, but I think everyone knows what I'm trying to get with that.
I get you.
Like, yeah,
Lewis,
do something with your life.
what's your dad advice?
Oh, I got a good one today.
What is it?
Hit it.
Find a job that you don't hate because you're going to spend so much of your life there.
Yep.
Yeah, valid.
And if you start to relatively hate your job, then go find a new one.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish in the sea, plenty of jobs in the world.
Hell
As
yeah.
soon as you start to dislike your job, you are going to hate it within a year. Like,
In the great words of Hank Jr., take this job and shove it.
no.
Hell
And
yeah. That was Hank, right? That was Hank? Might have been
Think-
Waylon. I don't fucking know.
I don't remember. But
Close enough.
either way,
Yeah.
with that, Idaho Homies podcast number 3.
Yeah.
Fucking in the books. Boaz,
Cool.
thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank
It
you
was
guys.
great.
Yeah.
It was great
Yeah.
talking with
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
We'll have
we'll
it
have to-
figured out better next time.